doula healing. And this was really, really interesting because this is not healing in the you say in conventional way, in the normal way, usual way. It is healing beyond what we know ourselves to be. When we see the healing, it's we're restoring our wholeness. But restoring our wholeness is sometimes seen in the light of what is a balanced human being. What is a human being intact without a trauma? But this is really bringing in what is a galactic being. So the healing goes out into the galaxies, you can say, into our galactic blueprint, and say restoring that into wholeness. So it's quite a wild energy because you might remember something about yourself that feels so different and so out of this world. Like it doesn't feel like anything you could ever have experienced here in the human reality as you have lived it up to now. But there are really energies coming in that are supporting this remembering yourself as a galactic citizen, bringing in that wholeness, that holy blue template is what I'm sensing. So it might be the Syrian energy, it might be the Andromedan energy, it might be a little partially Arcturian, those they have a different role here, but it's some of these energies that are being brought in, giving us hope in this time. And I know for us, we have great hope, but being able to carry that hope as a really clear, like almost like a crystal in your energy field, remind others that there's hope. I don't know if you have run into people lately who seem to be feeling and experiencing that things are just falling apart, that everything is corrupt and things are just awful, really, and feeling without hope or really scared. And in those cases, when you hold this crystal of hope in your energy field, you're allowing them to tune in with the galactic. Because yes, in a way you can say there is not a hope in the reality they created. Because what they created is separate from the divine, from the whole. So if you are in that little container of separation, there is no hope in that, because that's not where you're going to receive the divine inspiration from, or the help from. Does that make sense? It's like they have created a version of Earth where there is no hope. Because if the Earth was just that, which they are imagining and seeing, there would be no hope. But the thing is, they're meant to expand themselves into the reality where there's plenty of hope. The one that you and I are in, or even beyond that, create their own. So I feel that very clearly. And also that it's not necessarily even a conversation, it's just the energy of it, that they too dream at night. So they too go to other places in the universe and spend time there at night, and can take that with them into the awakened state in the daytime, which is really just as much the dream as anything else. So because I could see, and I also talked with others of my clients lately, where it's like we've just been fitting into an idea about what a successful masculine should be. And really, is that what's serving the highest path? Someone who is the strong man without the feeling, without the intuition, without the ability to feel his feminine. And it might be very different for each one of us. It's just an invitation to go back in and look at it. What was it actually dreamt about when you were a child? You might have been really loving your dad unconditionally, and just loving everything that he did, until you realized there was something that was judged in this world, or maybe something that fell out of alignment. But there might have been, even before that, like this blueprint of what a masculine is. Who was it actually you dreamt about? Because it might not have been that successful guy in the way you learned success looks back then. And what is it actually I love now? And I know many of you have a partner, but also know that when you're shifting your energy, he's shifting too. He can't help but shift because he can feel your energy. And we are holding these locks on each other. Like if you have the expectations of a certain energy from him, you're holding that within you. And then there will be a phase where it's soft enough so he can come in with other things, but they can be so firmly locked that he cannot show anything else than the things that you might not want. Or you might not feel it's safe for you to do something else. Like he's doing something and you're actually not interested in participating in that, whatever that is, garden work or whatever it is. You just want to go to the spa. And then you might not feel comfortable saying, I love that you're doing that, but really I feel I want to nourish my body. And I see that in many relationships, also awakened relationships, where the man is very productive. He's like very, get a lot of things done, and he wants his feminine to participate in that. Let's do it. And she's like, I feel cold and hot and pain in my body. And in the beginning, she might think she has to keep up with that, but it's like, no, you're not meant to do the same. You're here to be two different energies, and not saying that the man always have to be the masculine and feminine, females always have to be the feminine. It's individual, but often the female will feel better being in the feminine, more in the feminine energies, and the masculine man more in the masculine. Yeah. Okay, so our final card, we had Jovial and Christine, and then our final card is Sandalphon. So Sandalphon is one of the archangels who is with music. So listening to music, humming, playing music, just allowing your body to feel music, and also nature. Nature is music also. Just listen to all the birds just before. There's just so many birds singing here in the spring. And starting maybe to understand all the sounds, all the voices, that everything is music, everything is vibration. All the sounds hold a frequency, and how you can use the different frequency, the different sounds to connect with your body. If you listen to a music, a tone, where do you feel it in your body? So I really love the crystal bowls. And most amazing videos where she's playing the crystal bowls, and it's also this card deck I have with the sound healing. That's also her who created that. So I think I feel that they're really opening up something. And also, if you know about, for example, in Egypt, the Great Pyramids, oh, we didn't even talk about that they have discovered the tunnels underneath the pyramids in Egypt now. So that was a really huge finding this month. And I remember from reading Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, how she was explaining how they were living in this tunnel system underneath the pyramids for many, many, many years, studying and writing the scriptures and studying esoteric wisdom. And now they have done these studies where it's not like X-ray, but they're in a different way that they can record underneath the pyramids. So this is a scientific studies where they found that they are at least 500-meter deep and added to the pyramid, and it was like almost like a kilometer into the earth. It was wild. Also wild if you were supposed to think that it was made by slaves. And of course they know it was not made by slaves because they could not create a tunnel system like that. It's like, it's out of this world. So that has come up in this past weeks, that they found this system. And oh yes, the thing relating to sound is that these pyramids are sound chambers. So if you lay inside where they believed to be a sarcophagus in the king's chamber, it is a sound amplifier. So if you're toning in a certain way in there, you can hit a note where you were transported out of your body into other dimensions. So they use these chambers to just create those experience of moving from their body into other systems. And I know I have been there with some of you who, now Nikki jumped off the call, we had a really exciting session at one point, really experienced the Lyran energies in there, and really feeling the power of these pyramids, that they can really open us up to our higher dimensional selves. So that is so powerful. And what Sandalphon wants to share with us this month is just as much also going into the water. Water also transports sounds. I don't know, have you ever noticed when you're at the beach, if someone's out in the water and they talk together, even though they're far out in the water, you can still hear them. Like the water transport the sound as well. So that's quite fascinating. There are these things that we are will get to know more about in the future, also as humanity. What are these beings in a way, because the water is a being too, and how do they work? How do they serve us? Always think about it in the highest light, because then it will serve you in the highest light. What you bless will bless you back. So if you bless the water, if you bless the sounds, it will bless you.